The evolution of technology has transformed how children are raised today as compared to how we were raised in the past. Parents are now concerned about screen time, concerned about how children use social media or how their children interact with tech devices around them. My name is Fredrick Namdi. I am a tech YouTuber and educator. My organization works with schools to offer digital literacy education to children, promoting personal well-being through technology. And it's quite an honor to be talking to you today about how you can boost your child's mental well-being and self-confidence using digital literacy. Now, I'm going to bring a scenario that I've experienced a couple of times in class. Now, in these schools that we work with, we usually ask that the children come with their own tablets or laptops so that they can be able to actually use their device and take it home and show their parents what they did in school. Now, there's this set that will come with theirs, and then there's this other set that won't come with theirs. And when you ask the people that didn't come, you hear two things, either of two things. My mommy said I'm going to spoil it, or I do not have. In the course of the class, we do even tell them to pair with the ones that have, but you notice a kind of response from the ones that did not come. They are more, lost in the class or kind of feel intimidated by those ones that already has, because you see those ones that has, they are super excited, they are willing to do whatever thing you want them to do. They are just all geared up for the class. Now, there's another thing I noticed. Maybe we are teaching Canva design for using Canva to design any form of graphics, maybe birthday. Then we ask, how many of you have ever used Canva before? You see this particular child or children that will be like, yes, I've used it, my mommy taught me, yes, I know how to use it, I did this. Their interaction in class and their confidence in class when compared to the ones that don't know is always different. They are eager to ask questions, they are eager to answer questions. So you can see how keeping your child away from digital literacy or equipping them with a tech skill is already impacting their confidence in class. And of course, children, once they feel they don't know like every other person, it begins to enter into their mind. You should know that digital literacy is a must for your child, because it is going to help nurture these three essential life skills in your child. The first one is creativity. In creativity, if compared to how we were raised, if you want to know a creative child in the 90s, it's only children that can draw with their hands, like I used to draw on the ground, or mold things, or just do some, or go get straight A's in school. But today, a lot of children now have smart devices. If you're going to now test, a test of creativity is now on what children are able to produce using technology. So you don't want your child to be left behind while every other child is, moving forward. I always ask parents this: if your child is put in a room full of children from different parts of the world, does your child has the strength to compete with them? Can your child still speak? If they're talking about HTML, if they're talking about Python, if they're talking about Canva, if they're talking about video editing, if they're talking about animation, Maya, mentioning all of these things, will your child stay like this and look at them? And trust me, it is actually affecting their mental well-being and also their self-confidence. Now, the second thing I talked about was problem solving. Now, problem solving is just about how children are going to be able to leverage digital skills to carry out tasks, perform, solve problems. Digital literacy helps them to actually learn about the skills or the tools that they can use to leverage all of those devices, the tablet, the laptop, the smartphone around them, to be able to get things done. Right? And then lastly, I talked about resilience. Resilience is now about how are they going to be able to stay in one thing on their device until they actually complete something. Now, this is where I would like to encourage your child, or encourage you to get your child to actually play video games. Now, there's a huge clause to this, but some video games actually helps your child in acquiring problem solving skills and also resilience. All right, so resilience, creativity, and problem solving are essential life skills that digital literacy helps to nurture your child on. I've said a lot of things, and probably you're beginning to think, Fredrick, what do we do? All right, if you're in that boat, now this is the juicy part of another juicy part of what I've said, because everything I've said, it should be juicy, right? I mentioned the organization that I run and co-founded, by the way, and it's called Smartphone Productivity Club. Now you might hear smartphone and you think that we teach the children about smartphone, but yes, it's also about equipping your child with tech skills or the digital literacy required to actually make effective, productive, and responsible use of their smartphone. Yeah, if your child owns a laptop, it's also good. If a child owns a tablet, it's also great, or an iPad is also great. It's all about what digital literacy. Now there are a few things you need to know about our program. All right, so our program is designed to boost your child's confidence. All right, we designed a curriculum that can help foster creativity and as well mental well-being. We are trying to build your child to stand in any platform and compete with any child of their age for the sake of maintaining or fostering global relevance. Now there are a few things you need to know. Number one, we're going to offer free consultation. We're going to offer free time with you to learn about your child, because we believe that there is always the right tech skill based on the potential or the natural disposition of your children. We don't actually encourage every child to go and learn how to code. We also say you can learn animation, you can learn graphics, you can learn web design, you can learn any other skills based on what the child loves. Because I always say this to kids, no matter what you actually become, no matter if you're becoming a doctor, if they grow into engineer, if they grow into whatever, if they do not understand or know the technology that applies to that field, then AIs, robots can easily replace them. So this is why ensuring that your child learns a tech skill today while they are still young, we do two things. Number one is going to help them to be responsible, because they now have a good knowledge or well educated on how to use their devices productively. We're going to also equip them with skills that will help them use their devices to improve on their education, just as we are also equipping them with essential digital skills to help them achieve global relevance. At Smartphone Productivity Club, we ensure that your child's mental well-being is intact, and also that we are boosting their confidence such that whether they are in their classroom or anywhere in the world, they maintain a very high self-esteem. Once again, thank you so much for your time.